You would see just like Erin and Kevin on stage trying to do their little exaggerated faces. My acting has changed, and that is a lot like part from her. I love Kevin, like he's so funny. He just makes like the funniest joke. Actually being part of scenes with her was it was just so much fun. They're my favorite like on-show couple. I just think they're so cute.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Heart in Motion podcast. I'm so excited to be talking with Ava Cooper today. Hi, Ava. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing amazing. How are you?
I'm so good. So excited to talk with you. I mean, you've had several moments this season, but wow, episode 8 was a whole new Opal for us. And
Yeah,
so I'm really eager to get your take on the episode. So thanks so much for being here.
of course. Thanks for having me.
Let's go ahead and start with episode 8. When you found out that Opal was going to be a producer in Rosemary's silent film, what was your first reaction? And like, how far out did you know, whoa, I'm getting to do something a little bit different here with Opal's character?
Well, when I first found out, I didn't actually find out too far in advance, but when I did, I was like super excited, a little bit nervous because
Yeah.
it's a big role, but it's definitely like a challenge for Opal's character, which was really like cool. And I don't know, just like the whole vibe of it is so different from what I'm used to. So I was so excited for that opportunity. It's just,
That's
yeah, amazing.
so good. And just really a shock for us, but at the same time, really excited to see you play this out and kind of bring, I mean, you've been playing Opal for so long that it was fun for us to see Opal in a whole new light. And, like her teacher said, it was like, has she just always kind of hidden in the herd? Has this always been there, this personality? So. You once shared that Rosemary is one of your favorite characters. So, did that make this storyline even more exciting for you?
100%. I've always loved like Rosemary's character. She just like she has such a lovable personality, just like fun and bubbly. So knowing that I actually get to work with her like side by side was so cool. I don't think I've actually ever like got to work side by side with her. So actually being part of scenes with her was it was just so much fun. It was like the greatest opportunity as well, and it definitely made it so much more exciting.
A little bit of a pinch me moment for you.
Yes, exactly.
So the scene where Elizabeth, that one of the first scenes there where Opal comes in and she's got her little gadget where she's going to be doing all of her budget. And Elizabeth is pitching her ideas to Rosemary and Lee, and producer Opal are so funny. Was that as fun to film as it looks? And I'm curious because everybody's a professional, but we've heard before that when Pascal and Aaron get together in scenes like this, that sometimes there's several takes. Can you kind of talk about that scene and how fun it was to shoot?
It was so much fun. I loved that scene, but also because when I was like critiquing Erin in the scene on her ideas, literally I would just like see her facial expressions, and it was the funniest thing because we're both not used to me being like bossy like that. So just seeing her facial expressions would like crack me up, and I think everyone else as well. So there's definitely like a lot of breaking in the scenes. Yeah.
So you guys, were there several takes?
Yeah, there was multiple. Yeah.
Your next newspaper scene, Opal confidently declares that Nathan is going to play Apollo. Like, there's no getting around it. And even Rosemary is a little bit surprised, like, what have we created here? So I'm curious what direction director Kristin Lehman gave you as far as like playing this Opal part. And did you have to prepare differently knowing that Opal was going to be played differently?
Yeah, Christy gave me actually a lot of good tips because, well, first of all, I'm not very used to like the comedy genre. Like, I haven't done much of that in my acting career. So it was very different from what I'm used to, especially like the dry comedy. So she definitely helped me with like a lot of that, but just like coached me throughout the whole kind of episode on how she wants that to be played out. And that was super helpful because I had no experience with that, and it's such a different Opal. Like, I wasn't used to doing that. So it was definitely like much different, but so helpful. Like, she helped me. Yeah, she helped me through that. Lots of tips.
Do you remember any little bit of advice that she gave you filming those moments?
I don't know. There was like very like specific ones she had, but I can't think of any in particular right now.
But in that moment, she's just guiding you
Yeah.
through.
Oh yeah.
So we jumped to the actual filming of the silent movie, and there was so much as far as just like the exaggerated acting, the physical comedy that comes along when you're doing something that's kind of like almost vaudeville-y.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, when you have so many people on a set like that, and you're playing that kind of a moment, how many takes did that take? I mean, because everybody, again, like I said earlier, is such a professional, but I'm laughing so hard watching that moment. I can't imagine being there and being able to keep a straight face.
It was hilarious. And I was next to like Pascal as well and Kavan during that. So it was just hilarious in the moment as well. But you would see just like Erin and Kevin on stage trying to do their little exaggerated faces. And they kept messing up a couple times. So there's definitely multiple takes with that. But I think everyone was just like laughing at them as well. So it didn't really help. It was, I don't know, it was just so fun to watch because they're up here trying to be exaggerated but not too exaggerated, and they kind of had to
Mhm.
play with that, so that was really it was really cool to watch.
So have you seen episode 8 yet? The final version of it?
And I have not.
I'm curious, like in those moments where, they're supposed to be kind of like messing up.
Yeah,
Um, was it like, okay, just was it very much directed like, okay, this is what you're going to do to mess up? Or is it like, let's try it and then we're like, oh, let's keep that as a final moment?
it was definitely more of like a trial and error type situation. I think they kind of had to just like figure out themselves for the most part, which is why it took so many tries.
There's a great moment where when Fernando
Mhm.
finally gets up there and everybody's kind of taken with him. And Kristin did a fantastic just move with the camera across everybody's facial expressions.
Yeah.
And we see even Kavan go and cover up Opal's eyes like she can't watch this. So had you worked in many scenes with Kavan before?
No, surprisingly. I mean, I've been on the show for like 11 years. You would have think like you would have thought that I would work like side by side with him at least, but I actually hadn't outside of another movie I worked with him on, but on Winkle's the Heart, I hadn't had many scenes, so this was a really cool opportunity. I mean, I love Cavian, like he's so funny. He just makes like the funniest jokes. So I love actually working with him, and it was a really fun like opportunity to get to work with him as well. But yeah, that scene where he was covering my eyes, that like cracked me up. And I remember we did like a couple takes where I would like peek over his hands, so that was really funny as well.
So was that scripted or is that something? Because we know that Cavan has shared that he likes to do a lot of collaborating and what those moments are going to
Yeah,
look like. So was that
that
scripted
was
or just something you guys decided to do?
we just decided on it. He kind of just suggested it, and I was like, you know what? Let's try it. Yeah.
It's so good. So,
Yeah.
and I'm sure he was able to give you some good tips as
Oh
well in
yeah,
those moments.
that is, yeah, for sure.
That's awesome.
Hmm.
So Opal also gets to produce and even kind of be in charge of her teacher. And we've
Hmm.
got a great moment where she actually calls her the writer and she's going to go get the apple box for her. And so can you talk a little bit about like that collaboration with Erin? Because this is different for the two of you. You guys have been in so many scenes together. So was this different as far as the collaboration?
It was definitely like a crazy concept to like get my head around because I've always looked up to her and always respected her as a person and in the show as well. So being Opal, like, when I was younger, I would always be so respectful to her. And then trying to become this like bossier, more confident person in charge was so crazy. And I think we had a little laughs about that because she was just like, don't get too comfortable with that. Yeah, it was funny because I didn't know what to do and I kind of felt bad for taking charge of her, but it was funny.
So, how many was that like an all day? How long when you do a scene like the silent movie part of it? How long does something like that take to film from start to finish?
Quite a while, but the silent movie part, I think most of it they added on after to make it look more like a silent movie, but it didn't take too long for that specific part of it. Yeah, surprisingly.
That's cool. All right. So, do you have a favorite behind the scenes memory from filming this particular episode?
You know what? I think probably just having Rosemary's clipboard. I think having it, I just felt so powerful because it's like Rosemary's clipboard, you know? She always has it around, always doing her little writing. She's in charge. So I felt like I had the power now, and that was just fun to play around with. I took a couple photos with that,
Uh-huh.
So that was
You
probably one of
should
my
post though. You should post those
yeah,
photos after.
I will.
It's kind of like an initiation. If you get the moment to have Rosemary's clipboard, it's like a new level for you, right?
Exactly. I know I reached that level.
So, can we talk a little bit about a few of the other episodes that we've seen Opal in this season? So, going back to episode one, I'm always curious because you've been involved so many seasons now. What's it like? You show up and you're going to do that first block. What is that like for you being there when you just show up that first day of work each season?
I That's probably like one of my favorite days. Like you just get to see everyone and like reunite with everyone. It's like a big community and I've like grown up on the show and I know so many of those people. So kind of just like reconnecting with everyone in that first block is so much fun. All giving each other like hugs. It's just like such a nice moment. But yeah, the first block is always a little bit nerve-wracking. I get a little bit nervous and then I calm down a bit.
One of Opal's first moments is when she kind of pulls Allie away from Oliver as they're reconnecting when Allie comes back from Cape Fullerton. So I'm curious, is Opal a fan of Allie and Oliver?
100%. I think currently they're my favorite like on show couple. I just think they're so cute and their little scenes together, they're like perfect. I love
It's
the chemistry.
been really fun to watch them. I'm excited to see where that whole
Mhm.
storyline goes.
So fun.
Hey everyone, are you enjoying the podcast? If you are, would you go ahead and hit that like button? And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribers are the first ones that get notified when new content gets posted. Now, let's get back to the podcast.
Episode two, Opal gets like she's in. I mean, at the end of episode one, her and Allie and the boys, they go in to the national park. You're filming that. We've heard from some of the actors that, the fire is not really there. So you have people kind of just like, you've got to pretend this is there. But still, to me, that seems like that would be equally hard because you have to pretend like there's fire all around. So can you talk about filming those moments and how you prepared for them?
Well, that was a bit tricky, obviously, because we were pretty much looking at trees, pretending that there was fire. But what did help it make us kind of believe it was a bit more real was that there was actually a smoke machine going. So it was pretty
Mm,
smoky, and it actually kind of helped us cough a bit as well when we had our masks on.
yeah.
It did like help, but it was still a bit tricky to like visualize the fire. But I don't know, that day was like really interesting because you really had to like challenge that like, acting
Yeah.
side
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
Opal's, going to jump up on the back of Bill's
Mhm.
horse. We know that there were some stunt work involved. So, did you have a stunt double to play out the Opal part getting up on the horse?
I did have a stunt double. That was so fun. Like from the back, she looked identical to me. She had the same outfit and like literally everything. It was just perfect. But yeah, that was really fun because she got to do like the whole harder parts of getting up
Hmm.
on the horse, especially
Hmm.
because like getting up on the horse is just like tricky enough.
Yeah.
But it's fun that I still got to like ride the horse. I think that was like a really cool experience.
Has Opal been on the horse before?
I don't think so. I was trying to like remember this, and I don't think Opal's ever like been on a horse on a scene outside of the fire scene.
It's really funny how many of the actors, once they get on the horse and ride a little bit, they've got their bit. They want to start riding the horse more often. And I know how much you love animals. So are you bit now? Does Opal need a horse?
I literally have like been thinking about this so much, and I want to get into riding like not only in like real life but on the show more, and I really hope like Opal's character can like go somewhere in that direction. I don't know, but I just like I love horses. I love animals in general. I have a dog. You can probably hear him whining in the back, but he's here. And yeah, just like animals in general I love. Like I've been thinking about even like volunteering at like my local animal shelter. I don't know.
Yeah,
Animals are just
yeah,
like always like a part of my life, which I love.
yeah. Well, it would be really a lot of fun if we could see maybe Opal have her little other moments on the horse.
It would be. I'd
Do
love
you
that.
know how to ride?
Like somewhat to an extent. I do want to like learn a bit more, but I don't know. I'm like iffy. I
Yeah,
somewhat know how to ride basics.
yeah. You could
Yeah,
pick it up.
I could. Yeah.
I always feel like the dancers, and my niece did competitive dance, and
Oh
there's
yeah.
just this level of discipline that comes from doing something like that. And I think that a lot of times translates to other activities. So I have
Yeah.
to believe that if you're that disciplined to do competitive dance, that you could probably train yourself to ride a horse pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think it would probably be like pretty similar in that aspect. And like, yeah, because I've been like a competitive dancer for so long, I feel like that probably does help. And I could
Yeah.
probably incorporate some of those skills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Episode 3, we do a little shifting of the Hope Valley students and the Benson Hill students, and Opal ends up next to Gwen. And so we're introduced to Alex MacIsaac this season. What was it like welcoming her to the Hope Valley cast?
Alex is like such a sweetie. She's just, yeah, she's like the sweetest human, I swear. But I loved like welcoming her onto the show because she's so kind, but also so mature. Like, I don't think you understand. Like, I would think she was my age. She's so professional and so mature. But also, have you heard her voice? She
I
sings like an angel.
She had a
Like,
great little reel on Instagram the other day with her guitar
exactly.
that was pretty good.
I know. She should be on Broadway. She's amazing.
She's got the skills, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Episode 4, you're a part of Oliver's birthday party scenes. What do you enjoy about filming big ensemble moments like that? And do you remember any funny moments from that day? I mean, I know it was supposedly a very hot day, but
What?
what do you like about those? And do you remember anything special about that day?
I don't think I remember anything specifically about that day, but just like in general, those days where like most of the cast is there, it's kind of just like a little like reunion, you know? Like everyone is there, the community is there, which I love, and you just get to like see everyone and have like a fun day with them. I feel like the party scenes are also usually at night. So
Mm,
like, Allie's party was like the same, and a lot of those are just so much fun. They're just,
yeah.
yeah, they're amazing.
So, without giving anything away, do you have a storyline outside of Opal's that you're excited for fans to see coming up?
I would say maybe some about the Benson Hills kids, and then also I think just more about like, Allie and Oliver. I think so.
Yeah, well,
What
we're
do you say?
all, it's been really fun having the Benson Hills kids and that addition, bringing
Yeah,
more of those students, for Elizabeth's, for the school. But absolutely, we're all Allie and Oliver fans. So we'll always take more of them. Good
yeah.
choices, Ava.
Thank you.
Do you have a favorite moment for Opal from season 13 that you can share, or have we not seen it yet?
I would personally say definitely the producer scenes. I think those are really fun, but also I think the horseback riding scenes. I
Yeah,
think those are so fun. I don't know. Those are probably my favorites for like season 13. Yeah.
it's those horses, right?
I know. They're my
And
favorite.
you got to be a little bit bossy. So, I mean, this opens up in a good way. We'll
Yeah.
use the word assertive, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Opal was assertive. So, who knows what this means for Opal going forward now that her teacher knows what she's capable of doing, knows that
Yeah.
she's a good math student. It opens up all sorts of possibilities.
Mhm. Yes.
You started playing Opal when you were 5 years old. Do you
I know.
remember those early days?
Like somewhat. I mean, I was pretty young, but I do remember like very key parts of it. Like I remember my first day of set and how like welcoming everyone was. Just like coming up to the church, seeing the whole set, it was insane. But also just like some core scenes, like the camping scene. I think that was like one of the first scenes that I also like remembered filming. It just felt like a girl sleepover. It was just a
Yeah,
really fun night, and it was actually in the dark. It was at nighttime, so that was kind of fun. As a younger girl, getting to like stay up a bit late, it was kind of
yeah,
fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you had no idea that all of these seasons later you would still be playing Opal.
No, I had no idea. So lucky though.
So, which storylines have been the most fun for you to film over the years, and which ones have been the most challenging for you?
I would say my favorites have definitely been the ones with like Aaron and I. There's a lot of nice ones with that and like heartwarming scenes, which
Hmm.
I think those are really cute.
Yeah.
But also a lot of the ones with the girls, kind of like the girl groups, just like,
Yes.
the friends
Yeah.
hanging out. I think a lot of those are cute. Like there's like the sleepover scene and like Allie's like cupcake scene. I think those are both really, really cute. And I'm trying to think of challenging ones. I would just say maybe more sad scenes for the challenging ones, like especially like Mountie Jack's death. That was pretty hard because also I was losing a cast member, so I feel like that
Um,
kind of played a part in what I was feeling. But even like watching it back now, I'm definitely like emotional about it as well. So that was challenging.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember even when the kids came back to the school after that happened and those scenes where they were so concerned for her, very heartfelt. Yeah, those will always stick with us, right?
Oh, I know. It's rough.
How old is Opal supposed to be right now? Do you know?
She is 17. So she's supposedly in grade 12 if it wasn't like, in a church. But like grade 12, so that's like almost a year older than me. I'm 16, I'm in grade 11. So almost like a year older. But I don't know, like I think she's grown so much. So it's
Yeah.
kind of crazy to see how she went from like 5 to 17 so quickly.
So she's the same age as Allie.
Yes, same
Okay.
age. Yep.
Interesting. I
I know.
knew that she was either Allie's age or a year younger. And we always like to kind of play out the math because then we can kind of think about what's going to be next for your
I know.
characters. So this helps us kind of think about what that might be. Hmm.
Yeah, similarities.
So how do you think that Opal has changed the most over the years? And like, how has it changed working on When Calls the Heart all of these years?
I would say just like her kind of like finding her place. Like Opal has gone through the phases where she's had like lots of friends and then not so many friends. And I think it's just nice to see her like find her people and find her purpose. Kind of like how she's been exploring like architecture and producing. Like I
Yeah.
think it's really nice to like see her like find her place and like be her own little person, which is it's nice. It's nice to see. I like that. But yeah, just like growing up on One Calls the Heart, it's definitely changed a lot. There's new cast, there's new people, and that just makes it so much more like a big community. I love it.
Has the set also changed a lot, like the
Yeah.
physical part of it? I mean, it's in the same place, but I have to think that it's probably changed some.
They've changed quite a lot of the buildings around. So, like, different buildings will be different things now. They'll swap them. So, there has been a bit of different changes before. But yeah.
So, Opal, it's always fun when we see like a new layer to characters, and we've seen that Opal has this talent of art where she was able to kind of craft out what the resort would look like. And then
Yeah.
we've seen this leadership moment as a producer. Is it fun for you when you find out something new about your character?
100%. I think it's like such a fun thing to like actually like explore what Opal is good at because like we have differences in that type of way with like what we're good at. Like personally, I'm not too good at math and Opal's really good at math. So it's kind of cool. Like architecture is super cool. It's something I'm even interested in, so it's kind of like similar in that way. So just seeing her explore those different parts of her just like kind of shapes her character and who she is, which is really really nice to see. Yeah.
Do you have an area or something that you're kind of like, do you dream about like what Opal could do next or what you would love to see her explore?
Well, currently, right now, I'm kind of thinking maybe in the direction of producing still with the movies. It seems like that's kind of what she's vibing with right now. It's kind of her purpose, maybe. But also, there's still like the architecture side of her that she is really good at. So she could help with that as well. But I hope for like a little hobby. Maybe she will get into horseback riding. We'll see.
You've got some great ideas there. So, and if she does more of the producing, maybe that'll give more of an opportunity for her to hang out with Rosemary, and then you'll get to spend more time with Pascal. So,
Yeah, super fun.
would you say that there's aspects of your own personality that naturally show up in Opal?
I would say definitely like the caring part and like the kindness part of it because you can see how she's always really kind to her friends. And I think we like share some similarities in that aspect. But like it's nice to see how like myself will just like reflect on my character and I like how we can have some similarities like that. I think
Yeah.
it's just nice to share like a connection like that with my character.
Yeah, it's always fun when we've even heard Kevin when we interviewed him earlier this season. He talked about when he came on to play Nathan. he had to play it quite a bit different than his real personality. And now he likes that he can bleed more of his own personality into the
Yeah,
character. And we enjoy that too. So
yeah. No, I've definitely
is
seen that with him.
is there someone on set who has really mentored you or taught you important lessons over the years?
I would definitely say Erin. Like I feel like she's not afraid to give me little pointers here and there, and because I've known her like for a long time, I think lots of her tips have kind of shaped who I am as an actress, which is really nice to see. And I think if you look closely, you can kind of see how my acting has changed, and that is a lot like part from her. Like she has helped me so much throughout my acting career, and she'll give me like little tips. And I think it's just so great because she's like my little mentor. Yeah.
Do you sit when you're not filming and just kind of observe and watch what others are doing and how they're playing out as like a training ground for you? Do you do that?
Yeah, sometimes I do. Like I like to see how other actors like, do their acting because I feel like
Yeah.
there's so many different ways to, like you can go into character, you can like prepare beforehand, and I think it's really interesting to like watch how other people do their job. It's really cool.
So, what does preparation look like for you? Are you pretty good at memorizing all of your lines? Like, how do you kind of get prepared for a scene?
I feel like because of like I've acted for so long, I think memorizing the lines I have down, like I can memorize them pretty quickly. And
Yeah.
I'll usually go over them with my mom and I'll practice and I'll run them on my own. And I think that's just really helpful. But the only thing is once I like memorize them and I have in my head like how I want to play it out, sometimes it is a bit difficult to like change how I'm
Change
gonna
it.
say them, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a great picture. Was it a picture or was it a video of you this year where uh, you were trying on an outfit that was somebody else's that Opal inherited? And so we've seen some really cute outfits this season. Do you have a favorite costume that Opal has worn?
This season, I've liked a lot of the jumpers, like a lot of the,
Yeah,
pantsuits and stuff. Those are really
yeah,
fun. But
yeah.
I think, like, in general, for costumes, I would say Allie's birthday party, like the yellow party dress I wore. I really like that one. And the way that my hair was worn, I think I felt like Belle almost from like Beauty and the Beast. So
Hmm.
I felt like really pretty in that one. I think that was a beautiful dress. But like, anything Barbara creates is just stunning. So
I remember Barbara talking about creating that one for you, and she was really excited for you to wear that. So
no, it was such like a nice process of creating it, and it turned out amazing. So
that whole party and what everybody was wearing, I mean, it's just always
exactly,
fantastic to see what she creates. It's just,
I
and her
know
team, it's amazing.
exactly. I think she worked
Okay.
like really hard on that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So was that the one that was two dresses that she cut to make into one dress? Do you remember that?
I think that's a different dress,
Different
but
dress?
I
Okay.
know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Okay, so when you're not filming on set, where are we going to find you and who are you going to be hanging out with?
I would say probably at Crafty or hanging out just with like in the green room with the friends, or you know what, probably playing board games with Highland and Jada.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I always like to
Is
play some little board games.
is Jada still the one that's bringing in all the games?
Yeah, she has them all, and she brings them in for Highland specifically.
Provides all of the entertainment. There you
Exactly.
go. What's your favorite snack at Crafty?
Oh, putting me on the spot. I don't know. I like any like chips, but they have these like made good like red velvet cookies, and I've been loving those recently. Those are amazing. They're really
So
good.
is it fun for you when there's something new on the for you to pick from? Are you like I'm going to try it at least once?
100%. And they always have like new chia pudding. So every day it'll be a different chia pudding. And I'm like, I wasn't a big chia pudding person beforehand, but now they had this like coffee and coconut one. And I was like, whoa, I have to try it. So I did. It was good.
We've talked a little bit about that you act,
Hmm.
you dance, you
Yes.
also sing.
Ooh.
So, can you talk about how that those different activities actually like influence each other for you and how they've like helped you across doing all of those different talents?
I definitely feel that all of those kind of can be useful, especially like singing and dancing used in acting. Like I know for a lot of roles, they'll like want you to be able to sing or dance. And especially in like roles like Disney or a bit more, theatrical movies. I think those are really helpful. I know I've had to sing in a movie before, which was really fun. It was like a whole process, right? But then also I've had to like dance in Winkles the Heart for Allie's party, and that was really fun because I get to use like my dancing abilities and, put it into my work as well as an actress. So I think that was cool.
Do you get to offer tips when you guys are doing things like that?
I mean, a little bit. I know at Allie's party, it was both me and Grayson who were kind of given a bit of tips because we're both dancers, so that was a bit helpful. Yeah.
Yeah. If only they had hip hop in the 1920s,
know.
right?
Exactly. I wish.
So give us an update on your dancing, because I know that that's a big part of your life. So what are you focused on right now?
Well, hip hop is obviously still my favorite. I love hip hop, but currently it's competition season with dance. So I think it ranges from like, February to like maybe May, early June, I'll say. But yeah, it's like peak in the middle of like competition season right now. I have competitions all this next week. It's chaotic, but yeah, I'm dancing like 6 days a week, and it's just the best thing. It's the best hobby. Keeps me active.
Do you think that you'll keep doing it, or is this something that's just, for this particular time, this was something that really challenged me, it kept me motivated, I enjoyed it?
You know what? I've been thinking about this a lot, and I think I might like maybe cut back on it and probably not continue it as like a forever thing, but I think I'll incorporate it like maybe like once or twice a week. Like I know there's adult classes I can take once I graduate from my dance school, and I can like pop in there and do little, classes. And I think that's like a great idea because it still keeps me with the dance,
Yeah.
I don't want to lose that part of me forever. So
That's such a good idea.
yeah.
So you had mentioned before that you love animals. We've talked about that, and that maybe that was something that you wanted to do long term. Are you still there? Have you, because I know you always want to try different things out. So where are you at right now with that?
Hey, well, I was originally like maybe thinking about like farther off. I was trying to balance like acting and maybe like veterinarian, but now I think I'm more going like the acting and like nursing. I've like been considering nursing a lot, and I love kids, so I was more thinking like the pediatric nursing like
Yeah.
aspect. I
Yeah.
think it's fun. Yeah.
So we need to get Opal working with Dr. Carter in
Awesome.
the infirmary, right?
Exactly. That could work too.
Little bit of an internship. That's what we need.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. So do you have just a few more minutes to do a few rapid fire questions?
Of course. Let's do them.
All right. So we've talked a little bit. We know like what your favorite little snack is at Crafty. So I'll ask this one. Who always cracks jokes between takes?
Kavan. Definitely Kavan. So
Which is really funny because in Kansas City, there was a moment where people kind of said it's Kavan and that he's one that's kind of a cut up, and he takes his job so seriously. And but at the same time, he was kind of like, "It's me," and everybody was like, "Yes, Kavan, it's you."
100%. There's no denying it. It's definitely Kavan.
But how much fun is that to have that kind of humor on set in between takes? So.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love Kavan. He's so
Who's
funny.
the first to know everyone else's lines?
I would say Jada, because every time I'm like stuck on my lines, she'll literally remind me. I think she memorizes the whole script at this point. I think she does.
So I asked her the exact same question, and she said Jada.
Yeah.
So she
Jada.
completely agrees with you.
She knows.
Who's the biggest prankster on set? And I feel like we all know this one, but I do know we have a lot of fun people on set. So
there is a lot of people. I could go on, but honestly, okay, I would say Kavan again, but who else? There's like Kevin, and then even Highland. He's a little jokester too. He likes to play some pranks.
And I hear sometimes that he's got his dad to help him out with that as well, to get involved with it.
That's in there sometimes.
So you've got other dancers, you've got other singers on set, and I'm sure that in between takes, there's probably some singing going on, some dancing. So who's that person that's always going to start out doing something and maybe get other people to join in?
I would say currently, I think Alex is the singer right now, like the most, she'll sing a lot, and she like showed us a bunch of videos of her singing. So that's definitely for the singing aspect. I don't know about the dancing. I think like obviously I love to dance. I'll kind of just like dance around sometimes. But there's not like that many dancing, surprisingly. There's not that much outside of like Hyland doing his little random stuff that he does.
Well, Ava, it has been so much fun talking with you. I didn't want episode 8 to get away without connecting with you because it was so much fun to see Opal in a completely different light, and you just shocked us. I mean, we knew you had the talent, but to see Opal played out that way, and I just think it just opens up so many other opportunities for Opal going forward as far as like what's next for Opal. And so, what's next for you? So, thank you so much for talking to me.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been
Well, we
amazing.
look forward to the rest of the season. I think we've got 4 more episodes to go. Are you excited for fans to see the last 4 episodes?
I'm so excited. I can't wait for them to see it.
So,
Sounds like
what will our facial expression be like at the end of the season?
probably a little bit shocked.
Is it going to be, because I've heard we might be all shocked.
Might be a little bit of a shock. Can't spoil too much, but maybe.
You would be in agreement with others who have said we might be a bit shocked. So,
Okay, sounds good.
Ava, it has been so much fun. I'm so glad that you were able to talk with me. So, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's been amazing.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.